shots till you're open. Can I be the one you go home with? All of us romantics are hopeless. Hey, when you're with me, you don't have a history. Take you from the pain and the misery. Only God knows what this could be. Cause the night's still young, and you can have my love. But you've been through too much. Hey, and when times get hard, we'll give it all we've got. It'll be enough. If I have you, that's enough for me. What I want is unrealistic. No one I never get it.
What up, Nerd Nation? It's your boy Chris back with another Average Sports Nerds episode. Shout out to the OG viewers of Average Sports Nerds. If you remember, this is the song, the instrumental that we used as our intro for the longest time. So, shout out to Recreation supporting the show, letting us use his music. I finally got, the music with the words in it a little bit, add some flavor to the episodes. But yeah, just a little, ode to the OGs that remember that. But other than that, like this video, hit that subscribe button. Live every week. I mean, every weekday. Sorry, but live every weekday, 9 p.m. Y'all know what it is. Average Sports Nerds, Nerds at 9. Y'all know from the title of the video, talking about KD. I do got a couple other things, around the league, the NBA that I want to talk about for tonight. And then also just a quick update on the lockout. I made a video a couple days ago now, but just giving a quick update, seeing where we're at, compared to where we were then. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I mean, if you want to talk about anything else, if you're joining me live right now and, you're like, hey, I don't care about that, talk about this, shout me out in the comments right now. I'm pretty flexible. So I'll just start talking some KD until I get some other feedback if that happens. But KD's back. They're playing against the Heat right now. This is first game back. Obviously, he's been injured for a little while. I don't really know how long it's been, but it was well before All-Star break, before they traded James Harden away. So this is the first time playing without Harden. This was a home game, so Kyrie's not there today either. So that's what we're up against. KD is actually playing great as of right now. Right before I went on, I checked the first half, 17 points. I think that's 4 rebounds, 2 assists. It might be the other way around, but 17 points, 7 for 11. First game back, so he's looking pretty good. They had the lead. I'm trying to pull up the score right now. Yeah, third quarter just started. They're up 4 on the Heat, so obviously playing a good team, but that's a good sign. Obviously, we've seen KD come back off of injuries, and it seems like, he never really misses a beat. He just goes right back to hooping. So I think that's what he's going to do here. I'm super excited. I know I talked about the Nets and why I think they're going to win the championship. I'm still not wavering off that. I still think that the mandates will be lifted soon. I've been seeing, updates on that, and I think the mayor is moving more and more towards that, just trying to figure out the right way to do so now. So I think before the playoffs, Kyrie's going to play. He'll be back for all the games. I think Joe Harris, I just got an update on him. He's actually going to miss the rest of the season. He just had surgery. So I know I talked about him as a potential piece, but just like I said a few days ago, he's just a luxury piece at this point based on the other great perimeter shooters they have with Seth Curry, Patty Mills. Obviously, the 2 stars, KD and Kyrie, can both shoot it. So, yeah, Nets, here we go. Let me know what you guys think. Feel free to argue with me. I'll argue with any of you guys right now because the Nets are going to win it. I know I've seen a lot of Sixers fans. I'm going to bring Alex back on here at some point so I can get on him a little bit because, the Nets taking that thing, and it is what it is. I know that's kind of crazy to say. They're, I think, the 8th seed right now, but hey, all they got to do is make it to the dance. Other than that, I wanted to talk real quick about DeAndre Jordan signing with the 76ers. I don't really think it's that, much of a big deal. Doesn't really move the needle that much for me, but he can play as the backup center to Embiid, so he doesn't really have to do that much. We'll see. I think he's definitely a shell of his old self. I don't really like to call dudes washed up because, sometimes they can turn back the clock, put in good performances, but yeah, I think DeAndre Jordan's at the end of his run, so not really expecting too much big things from them. I still think second round playoff exit, not even make it to the conference finals. That's what's going to happen for the Sixers. Moving on from that, the Lakers, who I spoke about last night, I said they're done. We can watch their demise tonight. They play against the Clippers. The Clippers have won 4 straight. The Lakers have lost 3 straight. They're 3-7 in their last 10 games. The Clippers been playing good ball, obviously without Kawhi, without Paul George. They made some trades at the deadline. They have a really solid team. But hey, this is the 8th and 9th seed in the West. These are the games the Lakers have to win. So we'll see what happens. If I had to make a prediction, I'd probably pick the Clippers just based on how the two teams were playing. But I think that the Lakers can win. Like I said, I don't think they will, but I'll definitely be watching. I'll probably have some comments about the game tomorrow. Russell Westbrook, like we talked about, he's got to get the turnovers down. Him and LeBron can't have 7 turnovers, between them, because that's what they're averaging right now. And then just Russ, come on, man. Like, I'm rooting for you. That's all I'm gonna say on that, though. As far as the MLB lockout goes, I just wanted to touch quickly on that. There's not really much news coming out. I've been trying to follow it. Like I said, we need baseball this summer just for the gamblers out there. One, I know people like just having some skin in the game, if you will. So we'll see. I mean, I definitely like going to games. I know my family, or my wife's family, I should say, is huge baseball fans. So this is big news here. So I'm keeping up. Like I said, no real news, but the talks resumed today, according to reports. But there's no indication right now when the sides are going to meet again. So, like I said, there's no real update. But I do have some words from the best player in the league, one of the best players ever, Mike Trout. He posted this to his Twitter today. I'm just gonna read off the whole thing. He said, "I want to play. I love our game, but I know we need to get this CBA right. Instead of bargaining in good faith, MLB locked us out. Instead of negotiating a fair deal, Rob canceled games. Players stand together for our game, for our fans, and for every player who comes after us. We owe it to the next generation." So, bold statement there from him. If you know anything about Mike Trout, he doesn't hit the camera. He doesn't always, speak up. He's kind of more reserved sometimes. Jeez, I messed up the camera. But yeah, a lot of times he's more reserved, which, it is what it is. He doesn't, make big statements to the media, to the press, things like that, give big press conferences. But, he definitely felt the need to say something now. I think some things stand out from what he said. He called Rob, meaning Rob Manfred, out by name. So I thought that was big. He said Rob canceled games. So, and he also said, instead of bargaining in good faith and instead of negotiating a fair deal, they locked us out and Rob canceled games. So I thought that was, the big thing right there. Pretty much just calling the major league owners and Rob Manfred out for not negotiating good faith. Obviously just pretty much trying to, what I take from it is that they're trying to pressure the players into taking the deal that they want. And obviously, it's expected. I'm not surprised. I would say that the MLB has negotiated not in good faith for as long as I've been following and as long as my research goes back. So it's nothing new. Mike Trout's words are nothing new. We've heard many players speak out against the MLB. I've spoken out against the MLB, just based on what I personally think about them and how they're handling this and, what's at stake. Because I've heard more people talk about it, and baseball is really at stake of just becoming irrelevant in this country in the grand scheme of things. And it's sad because I know there's a lot of, avid baseball fans out there, but just they've really just lost touch with the people. I think they've lost touch with the players, which is evident in the lockout discussion. So these owners, I don't know what's going to wake them up. Obviously the bottom line seems to be the only thing that wakes up owners and rich people and billionaires, when they start to lose money, which I think at that point it's going to be too late. If baseball comes back, right when the NBA Finals is on, are you going to be watching? I mean, maybe you can watch opening day during the day, I guess, but the excitement and the energy is just not going to be there. Like it usually is. Like MLB opening day, I would argue that, it might even be a more exciting time than the World Series. Like opening day is my favorite time as I wouldn't say I'm like the biggest baseball fan, but I like baseball, and opening day always just seems so fun. All the teams actually have a chance. I actually believe that in baseball, even the teams that you might think are like super terrible. We've seen crazier things happen, and teams that were projected to come in last come in first. So like opening day is just, it's the greatest. Get back out to the ballpark, smell the freshly cut grass, and it's usually a nice spring day. It's not too hot. They're just dropping the ball. That's really where I'm going with all that. They're just dropping the ball and they're gonna ruin opening day now. Who knows how long this goes? Like I said, they come back, the NBA Finals will be on. I think the World Cup is this year, if I'm not mistaken. So the World Cup will be here this summer. There's going to be other things that can take the place of baseball. And it obviously not going to take the place of baseball to the people that love baseball. But just, the game's not in a good place, and this lockout's not doing it any favors. Obviously, we got the best player in the league speaking out against the commissioner, against the owners, against the league itself. So that's where we are. You can tell me what you guys think about that. I think Rob Manfred is doing a horrible job. I didn't really know anything about him when he was hired, but I do remember people at the time saying that, it was a head-scratching hire. He wasn't really a baseball person. They didn't think that he was qualified to be the commissioner, just based on his past work experience. So I got to say, that sounds about right now. It seems like Rob Manfred is in way over his head. I've been saying this for a few years now. So, yeah, baseball, man, I feel bad. They got to get some better people in there. Just mainly with Manfred, just starting there. But also the owners, they're going to have to, come around a little bit. They're going to have to, wake up and realize that, it's the 21st century, or I don't know, it's 2022. Whatever century, millennials, whatever it is, it's a new day. They need to focus on connecting with the younger fans. They need to focus on connecting with pop culture, with social media, things of this nature. Like, I can watch an NBA game on national TV, just because I have, whatever. I can watch an NBA game on either ESPN or TNT every night without fail. I think pretty much. So I can only watch a baseball game on national TV maybe once or twice a week, Sunday night baseball or something of that nature. I think Wednesday nights they have some ESPN coverage. So there's so many problems with the game. The lockout's not helping. I think it just shows, the commissioner's in over his head. The owners are just completely out of date, out of touch. Yeah, so I mean, if you love baseball, it's probably tough for it's tough for you right now. It's tough for me just as someone who likes baseball. I'm not gonna say I love baseball, but I like baseball, and I want to see it do better. So that's all I got tonight. If you got anything else for me, let me know. All our social media. I always point the wrong way, but all our social media, man, it's in the way. But they're all down there to the side. I don't know why I try to do the point thing. I'm just terrible at it. But yeah, hit us up on social media if you got anything for me. You want me to talk about anything. Other than that, keep nerding it up. Hit that subscribe button. And I'm out of here. I'll be back tomorrow night. See you guys.